Yo everybody, it's me, Fitness65, bringing you a new video today. Now, today this is a video that I promised some of you who are into sports, or some of you who don't like NBA or football, then it's cool because I got subscribers who subscribe to me because of wrestling. But like I said in other videos, I like to mix things around with my videos and do something different, like bring you entertainment videos, or talk about what's going on in the world, or talking about the NFL or the NBA or whatever. So that's pretty much how I do my videos. And sometimes I usually just talk about wrestling on every single type of video that I do. But today this is going to be different. As you hear in the background, the Colts playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is a really good game right now. The Colts are winning 7-3. But getting off that subject, this is an NBA video. I mean, a sports video talking about the NBA. And again, it's going to be talking about what I talked about in my previous video. Is there any team in the NBA that can stop the Los Angeles Lakers? Because in my opinion, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm a Laker fan. I like the Los Angeles Lakers, and man, it's not because I'm from LA or anything like that. It's because the team is just really good. Been a big fan of Kobe, been a big fan of Shaq, and I just like that team as a whole, and they got a good coach. But this year's Lakers is just dominating right now. They're just winning games, and they're just breezing through they're just breezing through their games in this regular season in the NBA. And it's got me wondering, is there any team in the NBA that can stop the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to playoff time? Because you can forget about the regular season, because the Lakers, in my opinion, are going to be winning at least 70 or 77, maybe 74, 75 games. And I just don't see them winning less games than that. Maybe 60 or somewhere around that. But the most I'm saying for the Lakers, how many games they're going to win is at least 70. But like I said, you can scratch the regular season off because the Lakers are just breezing through teams right now in the regular season, and then right now they got the best record in the West, so you can pretty much scratch that. But like what I said, is there any team in the NBA that can stop the Los Angeles Lakers? Now, looking over to the West, there's really no competition in the West, so you expect the Lakers to sort of breeze through the West because there's really no team in the West that can challenge them. Look at the Houston Rockets. They've been playing good as of late, but they're sort of in that rebuilding mode. Even though they're gonna make the playoffs, I just don't see them challenging the Lakers in the West. I see them, if they do play the Lakers in the West, I see them giving the Lakers at least 5 games out of the series, and thus the Lakers will beat them. The Portland Trailblazers are too young, and they're not right. They're not there. The Phoenix Suns are a good team who play good in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they just never tend to get the job done. The Dallas Mavericks are one of those teams that you expect them to do some damage in the NBA playoffs, but somehow they just don't end up doing nothing, and they always end up choking. Look at the last 2 playoff games that they played. New Orleans, they lost, and they lost to the Golden State Warriors in a series that they should have won, and where they had the best record in the NBA, but they got beat in a 7-game series against a pretty mediocre team. So I don't expect much from them. Who else is there in the West? Who else? Let me think. Who else in the West? New Orleans is pretty mediocre, and that just leaves one team that who I think could give the Lakers a run, but I just don't think they have enough to beat the Lakers, and that's the Denver Nuggets. I mean, they got a really good, solid team. Carmelo Anthony is playing out of his mind, and he's a contender for MVP. And then you got Nene, and you got Chris Anderson, who you know as the Birdman, and you got other guys on that team, even Chauncey, with the addition of Chauncey Billups, who's got this team playing on all cylinders, and they could give the Lakers a run for their money and take the Lakers to a 7-game series, but I just don't see the Denver Nuggets giving the Lakers a run for their money and beating the Los Angeles Lakers. So, but yeah, they're one of the teams who I think could beat the Lakers, but I just don't think they will, but they will give the Lakers a run for their money. And then moving over to the East, is there like moving over to the East for teams who they might end up playing in the NBA Finals. You got the Orlando Magic, a team that's been playing real good this season. They've been relying a lot more on the three-point shooting. Vince Carter's fit real well in what Orlando does, and they've just been playing really good basketball. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the San Antonio Spurs, but from the West, but I just don't see them doing much in the NBA in the playoffs, as they're too old. They got too many injury problems, and that's gonna hurt them in the long run when the playoffs come. So you can scratch them off. So pretty much I see the Denver Nuggets possibly being the team to challenge them in the West. But like what I was talking about Orlando, they got a good depth. They got a lot of good three-point shooters, and if Dwight Howard plays up to his potential, then maybe they might be the team that gives the Lakers run for their money. But at this point, I really wouldn't consider them to be the team to sort of challenge the Lakers in the NBA Finals. So I would kind of put them there, but at the same time, I gotta watch Orlando more to see if they're there at that level, and to see if Dwight Howard has matured from the NBA Finals from last year. And then looking over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that I just don't see nothing in. Many people say they might be the team to compete against the Lakers in the NBA Finals, or the team to run through the East, but I just don't see it, as LeBron is probably the only player in that team that you're going to see a lot from, and maybe Mo Williams, but everybody else just won't step up enough for this team to be a contender in the East, or be the team to sort of knock the Lakers out in the NBA Finals if they were to make it that far. And with the addition of Shaq, it just kind of hurts their offense, as their offense is just too slow, and they can't move. They can't do what they did last year, or move more faster, or do what they did last year. So you can count Cleveland out, and then that moves me to the last team that I want to talk about, and that's the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics are one of those teams that look on paper that have everything. You got Kevin Garnett, you got Ray Allen, you got Rajon Rondo. You got everybody on that team that's sort of playing to the potential, and you got Rasheed Wallace. But to me, this team needs to work a little bit more on the three-point shooting, and work more on the paint. And if they can they can work more on that, and have other guys besides Rasheed Wallace shooting threes and stuff like that, this team could be the team to sort of give the Lakers a run for their money in the NBA Finals. And that's pretty much the two teams that I see in the East, with Orlando or Boston, that could possibly be the team to beat them. But really, I just don't see it, and that's pretty much why I said in this video, who's the team that can beat the Lakers, because really I just don't see it with the teams that I mentioned. If they can improve more, maybe they can, but really I just don't see it. And if the Lakers can stay healthy, and Pau Gasol can play like Pau Gasol, and everybody plays like everybody, then I just see this team just running through everybody in the NBA, and I just don't see anybody that can possibly stop this team in the NBA. And that just goes on if this team can stay healthy and play really good throughout the whole season and in the NBA playoffs. That just depends on that. But that's pretty much what I say, is I just don't see anyone right now in the NBA who can stop this team. Anyhow, this is pretty much my video. Let me know what you think, what team you think could end up stopping the Lakers and preventing them from repeating and winning a second NBA championship. Let me know let me know what team you think that can derail them from that, and give me your thoughts about that. And that's pretty much my video. Anyhow, rate, comment, give me your thoughts about the video, and until then, thank you for watching, and I'm out. Peace. Oh yeah, let me know what you think about the video. Give me a video response or whatever, and that's pretty much my video. Until then, thank you for watching. Fitness65 out. Peace.